And here we go, yet another edition of What's Involved. Just, I can't believe how time flies. Yesterday was a public holiday. I think I last did an episode last week, Wednesday. So what's happened until then? Well, Thursday and Friday, I had agreed, because in my head I'm still Superman, to go and do a... Is that me? Am I looking a bit grubby? No, I'm not. Okay. So last week, being Superman, I decided I was going to accept some training. So we were doing sales management coaching for a rather large brewery company, let's say. So we've been doing this virtually, and then there's face-to-face sessions. I was working with the sales managers. So Wednesday was Saga that we had to go to, and then Thursday, where did I go to on Thursday? Polokwane, the old days, Petersburg, I believe it was. And this involves, for reasons I'm not entirely certain of, I have my own personal opinions, but it involves me getting up at 3 a.m. and then because I have all of these weird cramps that make my body do weird and wonderfuls, poor Helena has to then get up at 3 a.m. as well, drive me to the airport, make sure I get there, make sure I get there on time, and then we go through the gates, etc., board the plane, and off we flew to Umhlanga. Now, there's a couple of different airlines, and again, I'm not sure how they pick airlines, if it's just like whatever's cheapest or whatever's available, but we flew on one particular airline. Number one, they call them slimline seats. Don't know if you've ever seen the size of me, okay? 6'4". Row of 3 seats, David in the middle. So there was nothing slimline about that, and nothing comfortable about that. Service was one of those, this is what we have, do you want? And literally that's how the hostesses were. So, do you want? Do you want? And we were like, is it a pay? What do? We don't know. We travel on different airlines. It's not a tuck shop. Do you want something? So naturally we all said no. And off the plane went, landed, got out at King Shaka Airport. Man, that place has grown. And then waited for another lady to arrive who was coming from Cape Town. So it was about an hour or so wait there. And then she drove us through to the hotel that we were going to. Needless to say, chaos ensued at the hotel because nobody bothered to tell them what we needed. So there was one big room for like 160 people instead of smaller rooms for smaller people, because I was doing the sales managers. So I had probably about 20 of them. I needed obviously a projector and a bit of a sound system so we could play some sound and whiteboards, etc., etc. And so anyway, off we went. The service at the hotel, which I, for love nor money, can remember now, was absolutely brilliant. The guys were on point. They did their thing. There was coffee stations and snack stations outside all the time. And because we've got so long, I was told I only had 4 hours in which to deliver this training and obviously make it stick in terms of coaching. So, the guys, I gave them breaks every now and again to get in and out and that. Still at this stage thinking I am Superman and I can conquer the world, and got most of the way through, and then I was supposed to finish at 1, just after 1 o'clock. They come in and they say, no, the guys who are doing the next thing need the room. They've got a flight to catch, so they need to get on it. Stop what you're doing. So almost as I was reaching the conclusion of the training, and the point, in fact, of everything culminating, I had to stop. So I threw toys, and I was a very, very grumpy man. Got back to the airport, wasn't too much of a wait, and back on the same sort of surly airline, and got back to Joburg, I think 4 or 5 o'clock. So home just after 6, in my grumpy state, but I was feeling it. I was feeling it by then. When you have this CIDP and myasthenia gravis and who knows what else, that's the way that you kind of, you start to feel if you push it too much. Anyway, next morning, another 3 a.m. morning, and another drive to the airport, and got there. And this time, my ticket wouldn't scan. My e-ticket that they sent me wouldn't scan. So I'd been in this queue, which was massive. I cannot believe so many people travel. In this queue, okay, wandering my way nice and politely, smiling and saying hello and have a good day to everybody, until it came to scanning it, at which time the guy said to me, it's not going to scan, you're going to have to go back to the airline counter and get them to print you a boarding pass. So I smiled again, and I thought, David, look on the bright side of life, always be positive. Walked all the way back, eventually got there, got my boarding pass, and then stood in the queue all the way around again, and eventually got through, got boarded on the plane. Different airline, much better airline. Still not huge sort of, opportunities food-wise, etc., but at least they were friendly. And then got to Polokwane, and we got picked up immediately by one of the sales reps, which is brilliant. Taken through to the venue. They'd got everything sorted out. They told us where we needed to be, and the sales reps were in one room, sales manager and I in another room. Everything was brilliantly set up. Also, a tea station at the back. It was fantastic. Once again, given 4 hours, I did my thing, and it was great. Had my 4 hours, and I got to tell you, it's one of the things. Like, probably that's one of the reasons I do this. Aside from wanting to share my story and help other people, is because I love helping and I love doing this. So, me in front of an audience, delivering content that I know can change lives. It gives me a lot of get up and go. So the adrenaline was pumping. I was feeling very, very, very happy about everything. Anyway, then we finished at 1. Unfortunately, our flight was only at 6 o'clock. So we thought, well, we can't sit at the venue all day. So we went to the Mall of the North. Very adventurous people in Polokwane. The Mall of the North. So think sort of medium-sized shopping centre. And we found a little place there. And we decided we were going to have 1 or 2 beers, joined by some of the other staff from the beverage company, and had some great laughs there. Managed to get to the airport on time. As we got through, everybody's bags we did the whole thing. And for some reason, they decided it was my chance for the random search. So I got a very thorough pat down. The "no, that's not lip ice in my pocket, I'm just happy to see you" joke didn't go down well. And as a result, my bag was opened as well, and everything was emptied out. And anyway, on the plane, we left there, I think at 6, landed just after 7. And by that stage, from the afternoon, this toll of what I was doing started to kick in. And from the bottom, from my feet basically to my thighs, I was one big cramp. Fortunately, unfortunately, fortunately, depends how you look at it, I was booked back in the 3 seats in the middle seat. Oh no, in 2 seats actually. It was a 2-seat, this one. It was a little Embraer. And the guy that had gotten in before me had taken my seat, which was seat whatever, let's call it 10C. So So on the one side, there's one seat, which is A, B, C. So he'd taken mine next to the window, looked at that, looked at the aisle, and said, I'm not fighting about this. I'm taking that. Anyway, landed, got out, and Elena came and picked me up and drove me home. And I was broken. Thought I could make it. Saturday came and I thought, man, I've skipped the worst of it. And then Sunday hit and I passed out. That was me, done. Game over, thank you for playing, have a nice day. Unconscious most of the time. So, yeah, we're getting there. Remember I said to you that I'm gonna keep on trying, I'm going to keep on fighting, I'm doing all of these different things. So last week as well, I'm sure I mentioned that I had to go for another gastroscopy just to check what was happening there. Things are apparently nothing's changed, which is not the best news in the world. Still have those little stomach, what do you call them? Oh, the brain cells, let's call them cells, stomach cells, growing up into my esophagus, which could be a bad thing. But other than that, nothing has gotten worse. So we'll see about that. Had another skin biopsy on my leg, and I am due to go back today to get the dressing off and the stitches out, and we're going to have a chat about what all that meant. And the neurologist said to me she was going to chat to the rest of the team last week and get back to me. Haven't heard from her. Strongly worded email to follow today. However, in the interim, what I've decided, and we were talking about healthy living and things like that. So I have quite literally cut out carbs. Whereas before I was managing my carbs, or thought I was managing my carbs. My blood sugar levels looked more like a heartbeat monitor. I've now totally cut out, I'm not going to say totally because I will somehow slip, but carbs are a no-no at the moment. And for the last week or so, that's what I've been doing. So basically, proteins, no carbs, and if I do anything, and also trying very desperately to sort of, in the terms of being healthier, just, watch it and watch the snacking and when I eat. So it's been protein shakes in the morning, salad for lunch, and then dinner time, maybe a protein with like another salad. I haven't stepped on the scale yet because I'm still too terrified to do that. When they weighed me at hospital and told me I was 118 kilograms, and you consider that at the moment I have stick arms and stick legs, you can imagine where those 118 kilograms are. But I must say, might be too early to say, maybe it's psychological, I am feeling a bit better. The next hurdle, and I made this promise last night as well, is I am going to drastically cut down on my fizzy cold drink intake. Because like alcohol's not really a problem. I can have a beer or not a beer, I don't really care. But fizzy cold drink is my downfall. Specifically the cola. And I've been justifying myself to myself to drink this because it's sugar-free and caffeine-free. Anyway, so it's going to be water. And we're going to sort of try and do 2 to 3 liters a day. So that's going to be interesting, okay? Because my normal excuse is I don't drink water because fish make love in it. But that one's not sort of selling anymore. So this is what we're going to try and do. I spoke about meditation as well. That's been helping me a lot. Just being able to go, I find, because it's winter now, so when it gets a little warmer, sit outside and just be in nature and just sort of concentrate on my breathing. And in the beginning, I think about the things that I am grateful for in this life, what I have, the many things that I can be grateful for. the things that all still work, the things I'm able to do. And then I spend time focusing on my body and my body healing. So I literally make this picture in my mind of the nerves that are damaged or dead, of them now getting rebuilt, and the myelin sheath growing around, and just this idea of perfect health in my body, and I hold that vision. My mind wanders like a drunken monkey, but I am getting better at it. At the moment, I think I'm up to probably about 20 minutes. So that's something that's been constant. Journaling, I'm not there yet. I did well, I stopped, and then I thought, okay, I need to do it. Then it became a pain, then I didn't. But anyway, so today is Stitches Out Day, and hopefully we find out a little bit about what's happening. We get some more answers, because I had another one of those savage cramps yesterday. And I always try and look on the bright side. So yesterday being a public holiday, we did some work, and then we were lying down on the bed, and Elena was asleep. I was watching something on TV, and I decided I wanted to get up to get a cold drink, and I got this cramp sort of down the front of my right side. And there's a difference between what I call normal cramps, which I kind of live with, and I know that pain, and savage ones that make you think that your muscles are being torn apart. That was a savage one. So I couldn't really move, fell back on the bed. I was moaning, I was groaning, I was grunting. And through all of that, I didn't manage to wake Helena at all. And when I told her afterwards, she was like, why didn't you wake me? Because I couldn't get words out at that stage. So that went away. Hopefully we'll get some answers on that. I'd still love to hear from you, though. I'd love to hear your stories. What are you going through? What sort of autoimmune disease do you have? What's going on in your life? Maybe you don't have an autoimmune disease, but life is not the best thing in the world at the moment. These are the kind of things that I want to talk about. Feedback. What are you doing? How are you improving your health? I asked the specialist again about vitamin supplementation. Her answer once again was, all you're doing is creating expensive urine. Now, this is difficult for me because I've spent my life believing in vitamins and the power of vitamins. So, what do? Do I listen to somebody who's like world-renowned, best in the country, spent all these years studying, or do I create expensive urine and believe that it's working? So what's your experiences? I would love to hear from you, okay? You can either check me out on www.what'sinvolved.co.za. You can leave a comment. Please, most importantly, the growth of the channel so far has been absolutely phenomenal. I am so grateful. So please do continue to like, to subscribe, and to share with your friends. Let's get talking. Let's get together. Just as a community, at least we've got stuff that we understand amongst each other, because it's sometimes difficult to explain what you're going through to somebody who isn't going through the same or something similar. Until next time, have yourselves a wonderful day. Look on the bright side, and just be kind. Be kind, and just try and find that silver lining. And most importantly, just remember, you're not alone, okay? I'm literally very easy to reach on any of the socials or on YouTube or on my website. So it's literally a message away, and I'll be happy to have a chat, and we can just talk through stuff. Look forward to it. Until next time then, keep well.